Or more, they have to come to city council.
The reaction.
I think that's in,
You better read it than me.
well, now you're gonna be doubting us.
No, I don't do that. That's not my mission.
Yep.
It's that.
George, it's a pleasure.
I'm not used to being here this early.
I know, you're usually coming in right about now. You got a whole minute to sit
We don't
and
know.
relax.
We don't know what to do with this extra 5 minutes.
I don't either.
And that saved us 2 minutes of wondering if you were gonna make it.
Oh, you know I'll always make it. Or I would call or text. Last week, there would have been a couple days I wouldn't be able to.
So what if you things are Tracy radio thing
Oh, yeah. I said, yeah.
What?
First,
I'll have to, is that,
Okay, Madam Mayor.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, we'll call to order the regular city council meeting for February 12th. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I see we have some corrections to the agenda.
To the original one from last Friday, there's a few things on there, but you do have in front of you the new one. There will be a couple small discussion items added to staff reports, but nothing that we need to, just discussion points is all they are.
Okay.
Okay?
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So we will have, can we do that right now? The employee
Yes.
of the month?
Yeah.
Of the quarter, I mean?
Yeah, let's do that before we open up the public. Well, can we open up the public hearing?
Do this first.
Do this first? Okay. Yep, that'd be fine. We have a couple things. Tam, if you want to come up first. And then we want individual pictures with the three recipients. And well, two of the recipients are here tonight, but then there'll be something read for each one of them also. You didn't send me something that you wanted me to print, did you?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wing it.
You're a winger?
Gonna wing it.
And introduce yourself. First, last, middle name.
Date of birth.
I want to know that.
So, seriously, you want me to say who I am?
No.
So, employee of the quarter, I nominated Greg Frederickson. So, when I was gone on one of a particular trip, he was like a lifesaver as far as when the safe broke down, we couldn't get into it. He knows all the tricks I do. Went and took care of that when he wasn't scheduled to work. Comes in whenever I need to call on somebody at the last minute. He'll always come in and help out when we need him. Last year, like with the snow, he would go out there and shovel sometimes before we got there, and for other employees so they didn't have to go out and shovel the snow. And as far as like when we tried to get the liquor store open at one particular snowstorm, Greg was instrumental in us getting the store open back up during that period of time. So just he's always there when I need him, and I can always count on being able to call on him. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Can we, Mayor, yeah, speech. Can we read the other two, and then we can go and take some pictures, if you could, please?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next one that I want to put on here is I had Tyler write this up, and it's Krista Van den Druzy. Krista is a very valuable member of our staff. She is a walking encyclopedia when it comes to DMV and utilities, which she is. She knows everyone and their brother, which helps people to feel more welcome when they come to the office. Even in the midst of issues that life threw at her in 2023, including a chipped tooth, her car going kaput, kids that were sick over and over again, and a plethora of other items, she made it in and kept a pleasant demeanor with customers. She's fun to work with and a great member of our team. So, but she couldn't be here tonight. She was at a funeral today. So Kristen, we can get that picture at a different time. The third one we've got for you tonight is Jessica that is here, that she probably does have a 10-minute speech lined up for us.
Absolutely.
So a little bit about Jessica and what she helped me with this past year, because I was the one that nominated her for that. Being the second year of me taking on the pool duties, which a lot of what I needed to do the year before was just pay the bills and make sure things were operating correctly out there. Working with the city crew. Well, then when we lost our manager of the pool that had been there forever, and you all knew it too, there was a little bit of stress in my life thinking, oh my gosh, how can I screw this up with the municipal swimming, the aquatic center? And I will tell you that Jessica stepped up and everything, and I don't know how many times she said, Jeff, just calm down, we'll get it taken care of. So, and sometimes I need that. And she was my calming person, and she ran, and I believe it ran as smooth this past year as it ever ran. And this year, and you'll get a report on that here in a couple of weeks too. But we had, obviously, the kids like working out there, and the assistant managers like working out there, because we had 21 people show up last Saturday to get everything going out there, and we need a certain amount of people to be able to run that place out there. Yeah, so Jessica has done a fantastic job for not only me, but for the city and the pool employees out there. And we want to keep her around. I told her she had to be around for 15 years.
Only 15?
Only 15, that's my problem.
We don't want to stretch it out too long.
Yeah. So I want to thank Jessica for all that she's done this year and in the future. So if we could get the two of you even together. Yeah, but we just need a couple of pictures. That'd be all right?
Get this out of here then.
Yeah, I'll stay seated right by him.
Scoot over next to us.
It's just there's a gift card in there, so don't drop it.
You want in?
No. I tried. You wouldn't do it.
You don't listen
Come
now.
on, how about Jeff?
Plug in between.
Here, I can stick it in.
Yeah, Jeff should be
Are
in.
you off-centered?
Eric never was. Eric always took
Do you have options?
Jan, come over
Over
here.
here.
Come over here, Jan.
There, get George back.
Well, we're kind of off-centered.
Jan, would you mind if you?
Oh,
Jerry told me to tell you that.
I'm not,
It was off center.
well, it was off-centered.
It just works easier that way.
No hurry.
Maybe I should have kept the chair for you.
No.
No, I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you, though.
George, we can't see you hiding back there. There you go.
How about everyone in the back row step that way?
Well, see, I was over there.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Front page, but there. My eyes closed.
I did one smiling and one not. Let's see which one he takes.
I'll Photoshop them over.
Great job.
Fantastic news.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Okay, we, let's open
Do you want to talk about the, so we are going to close the regular meeting, open the closed meeting.
No, right? From the, no.
And everybody has to
Oh,
leave.
just a public hearing, I guess.
Yeah.
Open the public hearing.
There you
So is anybody out there?
Need to call for a vote to open the public hearing.
We-
We need a,
Just a motion to open the public hearing and then a vote.
no second or anything like that?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I'll
do?
make a
Normal
motion to
procedure.
open the
Yeah,
public
we open
hearing.
a public hearing.
Second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So Matt came here tonight because he's got a suggestion on how we should handle this, that we can talk about it now a little bit. Just a couple things that I want to announce here. It is the address, because the lots that we're talking about have not been surveyed, so it is all in one. But just so it's on the record, it is the address of that whole 16 acres out there is 410 4th Street South. And the parcel number is 31-182011-0, and that is the parcel number. And then we'll be taking a couple of the specified lots from that parcel. Okay, go ahead, Matt.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. In discussion with Jeff in regards to this proposed conveyance to UCAP, the project is that they would take over ownership of the homes and then obviously construct the homes with their paying for the labor and the materials. The problem with the city conveying it to them for no or little consideration is, by law, the city has to convey property to the city for non-nominal consideration. So the concern that I have is if you would convey it to them for nominal amounts, $1 or $10, even though they are going to put all the work and material to build the homes, that would potentially subject the city to potential litigation. The way to fix that and would alleviate any liability is just for the city to convey it from the city to the EDA. The EDA is not restricted by development powers, whereas the city is. So it's a slight change to that, but it ultimately gets the same goal. And it frees you up from potential liability. So that's a quick fix. That's what I would suggest, because the EDA has broad powers to develop and convey projects to people for less than what fair market value is, and that would allow the city to do that. It doesn't change what the intended goal is. It just eliminates liability from the city. So that's what I would recommend. And I don't know if doesn't seem like there's a too big of a time constraint, but the only delay would be is you have to have another public hearing in EDA, and you have to publish notice at least 10 days before the public hearing. Then you could convey those parcels to UCAP, and you'd have some sort of redevelopment agreement to do that. And with the EDA conveying it, it can include restrictions on the deed. So if UCAP doesn't build the homes within a year, then the EDA could get the property back. Whereas the city doesn't have that statutory authority to do that, the EDA does. So it really is more beneficial for the city to convey that to the EDA, and then the EDA convey that to UCAP. It appears that the survey is in the process, or likely to be in the process. I don't know if you want to convey the whole parcel to the EDA, or wait till the survey comes back and then reduce that down to those 2 surveyed parcels. I don't know what the city's intended plan is for the remainder. I know you lease that out, so you would probably need to have the survey first before you would have that public hearing. So it's just a matter of kind of timing to get those things in order. But that's my recommendation. Just a slight process change, procedure change, but it doesn't eliminate the end goal.
It'll still be a quick claim deed coming from instead of the city, it'll come from the EDA itself. And we can get that taken care of with the EDA on the 6th of March. It can be put on the agenda for the 6th of March. And it's anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to wait for the survey to get done. I'll be discussing that with them tomorrow, because there might be as many as 4 things that need to be surveyed here in town. So I think if I get them over here, I can get it all surveyed at once, and they don't have to come over here on individual projects. I will tell you that UCAP is paying for their own. They will pay for the survey and the attorney's fees and everything, so that there'll be no cost to the city. The only thing I'm questioning right now, which isn't really too much of a part of this, is I'm looking at, do we do a couple more lots that would stay in the city's hands, but do we want them to survey a couple more lots out there in case Because you put two up there, and you know what happens, like with the twin homes, you put a couple up, and then the next one comes, and the next one comes. So I'll discuss that with you on a, email a little bit, and we'll decide on that.
And then I think we gotta possibly revive that old drawing and see how that fits into what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Can we use that old drawing? And just kind of go, okay, we've already got it all figured out then. This is the way we're going.
Yeah. There's all kinds of things going through right now with what we need to do, and we capture taxes, and there's all kinds of things right now that just another it'll be a big project, a fun project. Any questions on any of that?
I'm just a little confused. What makes this different than other property that the city owns that we would consider selling reasonably? Later on the agenda here, we have, with the DAC. What makes this different than, or are we going to have to handle that the same way?
It depends on really the price. That's really the ultimate consideration when the city, as the entity, sells property, because it can't be non-nominal. That's the legal term, and that's basically under fair market value. So it has to be close to fair market value for it to come to avoid being nominal consideration.
Fair market value comes from the county?
That can be negotiated through the parties. It can't be $1. It has to be more reasonable than that, and that's kind of a term of art. But it has to be reasonable considering the amount of property, the condition of the property, where it's at, different factors. But for this scenario, to protect the city, my recommendation is to.
Well, and I want to protect the city. I'm not saying, I'm just like, for moving forward, how are we going to know when we need to do it this way?
Sure.
Or
Well, at the starting point, you look at the assessed value. That gives you a ballpark.
There's a couple figures on the county site that will give you at least an idea. All right. And it's something we can talk about in our closed, because we have a couple of them that we're going to be talking about in closed session tonight too. It's a good question though. I can arrange everything that, if you agree to that, there don't need to be a vote on that, but I think I can work with Matt on that to get that taken care of, and he can keep that all separate for UCAP.
Do we need a motion to then, basically transfer that to the EDA?
Yep. So you would open it to public comments now, if there's anyone that has to comment, and then close the public hearing. And if you guys want to authorize the conveyance of, would that be the northwest corner of that parcel?
It'd be the far north, or it's actually south.
Southeast. Okay. Yep. Just for those lots to be determined, but to give an indication of where those are located. You guys would just have a vote to approve that, and then you could sign a resolution after the fact.
Okay, then we'll open it up if somebody is out in the audience that would like to talk about something that has to do with this open meeting. Seeing none, we'll close.
Motion to close.
Motion to close that meeting.
so much. 1 second.
Right.
We have a motion to close. Did she do a motion? Did somebody second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Can we do that, or do we have to roll call that?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. All right. And again, we can. So you wanna? So now we need a motion to convey that land from the city to the EDA.
I'll make that motion.
So you want to make that? Can you put in there the northwest corner of that property,
Southeast.
or southeast?
Whatever corner you want, Diane.
I was looking at it. Just my directions are off a little bit.
So now are we,
with that parcel?
okay. So it is parcel number 31-18 2011-0. Since we are both on EDA, are we,
We can vote for
we
it.
can vote on it or whatever?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Did anyone second?
Yeah, I don't think anybody said.
I'll second that.
So, do we have any other questions for that before we go to roll call?
I just think it makes a lot of sense to do it that way, the way it's been described, to convey it to the EDA, and that there are unique circumstances here that justify this action.
Okay, Diane, we'll have roll call, please.
Higgs,
Aye.
Arvisa,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes,
Dobson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Landite,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Okay.
I'll keep you all abreast on the steps that's all taking, but it's coming faster right now, obviously, since last Thursday when I've been sitting waiting for all of it to happen. Now everything happens at once, so. Okay.
Okay, so so then we did close that, right?
Yep.
Is there anybody in the public like to talk about something that is not on the agenda? Okay, moving right along.
I'll make a motion to approve the January 22nd council minutes, approve municipal accounts payable and payroll without breakthrough beverage. Approve resolution 2024-17, approval of the rodeo gambling permit, assuming fees have to be paid on that. Assuming all fees are paid. Motion to approve resolution 2024-18, approve the private bottle license for the Tracy Eagles Club, assuming the fees are paid. And resolution 2024-25, accepting a donation to the Tracy Library.
I'll second.
First and a second. All those in, roll call, please.
excuse
I
me,
have-
Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just had a couple questions on the municipal accounts payable.
Okay, I'm
If I
sorry.
could ask those. Okay, on page 2, we had a bill for $698 to Midwest Cleaners, Orchard Lane, and I'm assuming that's for carpet cleaning in one of the apartments?
Yep, we had decided last year, the EDA had started talking about some of the upkeep that haven't been taken care of in 10 years. So we took one of the apartments and we actually did a complete cleaning with the vents and with the dryer vent and everything. The actual dryer vent was 95% flood in that particular one. So we're working on to get the rest of those for sure taken care of right away. But we got that one taken care of, yes.
So it's more than just the carpets,
It's
obviously.
it's
then.
the,
Okay.
yes, it's everything on the inside.
Well, sounds like it was overdue. And then,
Was it empty?
No, no.
and then on page 3, there was a item, $630 item for garbage disposal at the old liquor store. And is that basically kind of demolition material inside?
Yeah, that was some of the demolition that came from the inside and the box that we had out here, the 30-yard container. And then, of course, that was the bill itself. There was also some money that came back that will be as revenue that is expected to with the metal that we sold on it too. We'll have another one of those here in the next 2 months for sure, of the rest of the stuff that will be taken out of there. That has to be taken out before the demolition.
Okay. And then on page 6, the Omni site testing on the wastewater pond annual. What could you just explain or refresh my memory that what was that testing for then? I mean the annual wastewater pond.
I can get back to you on that, but I'm not even going to try to tackle that.
Okay.
I would have to have Shane here, and Shane's not here tonight. So.
That's all I had.
Okay, and I did have one question, because I don't know what Royal stands for. Is that an acronym?
Return our youth outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Return our youth outdoors.
outdoors.
Ah, thank you.
You've seen a lot in the newspaper on them. And,
Well, yes,
yeah.
and is there
Pretty
even
good
a
chapter.
trailer or something?
I think it's a
that I've
great thing that
seen
they're doing.
has that on there? anyway,
Yep.
thank
Yes,
you.
there is over.
They have a nice, very nice chapter going in town there, or in the community area.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? Roll call, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yes.
Keeps,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Landau, Mayor Corman.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve municipal accounts payable without with breakthrough beverage.
You'd think I second that.
What's that?
Did he second? Did you
I
second?
did,
Yep.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Any other questions for that one? Roll call, please.
Landau,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
Okay. Mayor and council communications, let's go to A, potential sale of city-owned property to Dennis Norstegard. I'd like to remind the council that this will be going into closed meetings, so we prefer that we don't really, on this particular one, there's no discussion on what you think right now for price or anything like that. We can discuss that in closed session. But we wanted to bring in Denny here for a little bit, just to talk a little bit. And Denny wasn't able to hear a couple weeks ago because, like the rest of the city of Tracy, everybody was sick. So, go ahead, come on up. Just come on up and introduce yourself. And
Dennis Norstegard, live at 3450 Highway 14.
so here is I'll pull this up again, and then I will, the proposed, I'll show this while Denny is here also. Then we can talk about it again in our closed session here. So go ahead and just explain a little bit, Denny, on what your thought process was and what happened.
Oh,
and
I built a new shop and we tore the back part down.
Can I stop you just 1 second? Does it matter if both those TVs aren't on?
Yeah. Oh, the one's black now.
Sorry, Denny.
Okay.
We have to start over.
The vast people aren't going to be able to see.
No, is that vast?
That's the vast one. I haven't either. I usually get some. Where are you tonight? Can't see you.
I can hear you.
A lot of times that's what they prefer to skip.
I don't know.
Well, this is going well, Denny.
Yeah.
Grass must have issues. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, we can move on then. It's recorded, so. Okay. Go
Sorry.
ahead, and
Yeah.
that's right.
So, yeah, I built a new shop in the back part here. We went the exact same length and everything. Well, then finding out that the city owns that little bit there. And I always thought I was always out of city limits. So I got a hold of Marshall for my building permit, and they said I didn't need one for what I was doing. When we had to call, we buried our overhead line and had to call Eagle One, or Gopher One, and found out that the city owns that little bit and that it is in city limits. So then I had to get a building permit here, and I guess, yeah, we just got to talk about purchasing that little bit of land there on the west side of my shop, so.
So your shop is in the city limits?
Yeah, and I was never, when I bought that, I was always, thought that it was always out of city limits, so.
Where is the city limit line then? Is it in between the shop and house then, or?
Yeah, it's that big pole that's right by my shop, supposedly.
Okay.
That's it, so.
Look at it here too. This will show it too. And this isn't exact, this is nothing exact here, but it's
Everything in the red?
just, yes, yep, Jen, yep. But
Yeah,
all of this
so it'd be
is-
my west driveway here we put in.
Just with the driveway into it.
Yeah,
Okay, so your actual building is on your property?
yes. Yeah, nothing got built on city except for my west driveway, and that is on there, so I need to purchase the land around it.
So it's about 0.41 acres is what it is. So that's really, anything else you want to add, Denny, or?
No, just the ravine, like I said, it's washed out a few times, but we've filled it in, and I know Kendall did here a while back here, we had to fill it in again, but, yeah, I guess that would be it.
Okay. Any questions for Denny without talking about price? No? Okay, I'll be in touch this week then.
Okay,
All right?
all right, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mayor, Resolution 2024-19 allow Alan Gellerman to have 4 cats. Come on up, Alan. Fine. Talked to Alan's neighbors and exemplary citizens and very clean, very nice. If you drive by their house, everything is kept very nice. How long have you lived there?
Since May 2023.
Okay, so almost going on a year now that you've been there. So we appreciate you keeping everything really nice there. And the question is to have 4 cats, and just to let you know that one of the neighbors across the street didn't know even had cats. So obviously they're not running about. So that's what you needed to know from me. So we contacted them, and there's no issue out there from anybody in the citizens out there in town. Okay.
So there are some restrictions on the resolution
Okay, so I'm just gonna read this to you real quick. So whereas City Code 8.30 subsection 4 indicates that an animal permit must be issued upon city approval if there is keeping of 4 or more animals kept within city limits. And then it has Alan's address on there, asking for the 4 house cats. The animal permit will be good for 1 year period, from February 12th, 2024 to February 11th of 2025. The animal permit will be null and void if the owner moves from 549 4th Street, whereas the animal permit may be revoked for a violation of any condition thereof. Any animal subject thereto has committed or become an animal nuisance for a material misrepresentation contained in the city code. The annual fees for all 4 cats and a current vaccination certificate will be needed just like all animals. That the City Council of Tracy, Minnesota approves a 1-year permit allowing Alan Gellerman at 549 4th Street, Tracy, Minnesota, to house 4 cats providing they are licensed and are vaccinated. So we need a motion and
I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
I'll second.
We have any further discussion?
Now, you had indicated, I think in the first appearance here, that your animals are all neutered or spayed.
Correct.
I would think that we would always want to make that, even they are now, but that it would be included in doing this. I mean, we're not into breeding.
I don't know that you can.
It's a case by case.
Yeah, you can't require that.
Oh, you can.
No. It's great in this case that they are, but I don't think we can ask for that.
Is there any limit on how many rabbits?
That is, there was no standard, there was nothing there that we could find. It's for their own, so having those in the house just isn't.
Yeah, I didn't know, I just was curious.
Nope, it's a good question, because it came up last time.
So there will not be any rabbits?
Yes, there will be.
There
But,
will be
yeah, it'll
rabbits,
be up
but
to
they're
them
not
now.
underneath this
There's
ordinance.
nothing underneath this. There's nothing in the city code for us not to allow that.
I'll have roll call, please.
Just a quick question. So the cats will always be indoors?
Correct. We do have one that we occasionally take out on leash, but you know, that's on leash, completely supervised, not when the neighbor's dogs are out.
And when you moved into the house, you already had 4 cats?
No. We did accumulate them over time. Not planning to go past it though.
Anybody have any other questions?
What is the cost of this license?
$10.
Pardon?
$10 per pet,
Oh, per animal.
per animal,
Per year, right?
per year. Yep.
And no cost for the rabbits.
Nope.
Anybody else? Roll call, please.
Dobson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Landay,
Aye.
Marisa,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Cheeks,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
Thank you very much for living here in Tracy, Minnesota.
Thank you as well. And if you do ever want some thoughts on Section 8.30, just as to ways to encourage people to register their cats with the city, I'd be happy to provide some information on that later.
Thank you.
Of course.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Mayor and Council, we have a C here, Brandy Ostegard from Minnesota River Area Agency, or Agency on Aging. Just wanted to introduce her, and she wants to introduce herself and talk a little bit about who she is and what she plans on doing for the city of Tracy. Just kind of to be a preface to this, it's, you know, we've used very well here in Tracy, people that used to be from Tracy and are running agencies and things like that. Brandy's actually right from here in Tracy, and they have a wonderful agency that I hate to always say it, but it's somebody we want to use and use into our you know, and really hold it. You know, either you're living here in Tracy, so you should be concentrating a lot on Tracy. So go ahead, Brandy. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Brandy Osgard, and some of you guys know me. I've met you in the community. I used to work for the Senior Linkage Line as a returned community specialist, and what that job. So basically, I would help people older adults who want to get out of a nursing home, get out of a swing bed, getting out of the hospital, or they want to remain in their home. I help them by providing resources and putting together a support plan that ensures their safety as much as possible. We then follow along with them, you know, as long as they like us to. And as their needs change, then we redevelop a program that fits their needs. And the goal is obviously to stop the frequent flyers in the hospital, to make sure that nursing homes are not trying to keep people who don't need to be there, and then to help people in the community that want to know how to age in place safely. So then again, that can be anything from home health care, providing ramps. It's a big umbrella. So that was my prior job, and now I've moved into program development for MINRA, which is the Minnesota River Area Agency on Aging. So there's a designated area agency on aging for 27 counties in southwest Minnesota. The Minnesota River Agency, this is such a tongue twister, The River Area Agency on Aging, or MINRA, is the catalyst in building communities where older adults live with dignity, mutual respect, and shared responsibilities across generations and cultures. We do this by we have 5 different, so this is our mission statement, we have 5 primary goals: advocacy and education, fund distribution, systems change, capacity and building, information and assistance. So, what does that mean? I'll tell you what I'm doing, what I plan to do here within Tracy. So I'm new to this role, I'm learning this role, and so hopefully as time gets by I get better. I will, but with Tracy, you are my first priority because this is my town. And so what I would like to help with is, providing grants for different things that are needed in our town. Also programming, so evidence-based programming to members of our community. Again, this is focused around older adults. I'm currently in the process of working on an internship for program development that will be focused on Tracy High School seniors, so they can come in and do a scholarship, or not a scholarship, a internship with us, and then learn how to grant write, how to understand public health, to understand the needs that we are going to, the workforce needs that we have. The whole goal is to get students involved in healthcare, primarily in older adults. So, you guys have any questions?
Could you, Brandy, just kind of explain a little bit what you have to do, that the discussions that we had with the potential community center and what, with the grant, the $50,000 grant, just kind of briefly explain that, of what your cooperation or your, how you are connected to that.
Yeah, so you guys have an age-friendly grant. And we work directly with age-friendly. And part of my role is to assist people who has this grant by making sure that they're compliant to keep the grant, and then helping them manage it, apply for more funds. And that's what I've been working with Jeff with. I don't know how much you want me to go into detail.
A little bit with that I'll add to that is Brandy bailed me out. So we have that $50,000 age-friendly grant for the community center that it was my job to send in an update on the usage of the funds so far and that type of thing. And it took her coming to me, as I didn't know if Val or I didn't know it was something that needed to be done. So we weren't in any near, risk of losing that money, but it was something that she brought to our attention, and if she wouldn't have, we've been sitting out here not in compliance. Because right now, that's $50,000 that's sitting out there. If there's going to be a community center put in there, $50,000 obviously goes a long ways, and we've already used $11,000 of that money, but we don't send those bills, and we're basically paying for it right now. And then we send that in on March 31st to get our money back, that $50,000. So right now, Brandy and I and who was with us the other day? Who was around the table with us?
The director of finance,
Okay,
Val.
I had Tyler with me, and so now we're updated on, and Val was with us, and so we're updated on when things need to be put in there. We've got a time frame, so now we know. There's been some things that we found that were signed that we didn't know that were signed. Just with the switch of administrators, but we're getting a handle on that right now. Also, we have they are working with an outside contractor that has put together a step-by-step on how we not only can use that $50,000, but how to apply for another $35,000.
Yep.
And that would, because we have a bill, if this all goes through, we have a bill coming from Bollig that's estimated at, I believe, $87,000 in engineering costs.
Close to 90.
Yeah, and we were denied, and we thought we were going to get denied for the extra $35,000 that we did apply for. We were applying for more money, but we just hadn't been using the other money because we hadn't reported on how much we've been using. or the progress.
Mm-hmm.
So the progress that I have on my computer that a few of you have seen also, that we gave it to them, so we're up to date and compliant now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would hate to have had to come in here and tell you that I just lost you $50,000.
Right, and then when this grant comes available again, I will let you guys know, and I will make sure Val knows, and I'll provide any technical assistance that she needs, anything that she needs. Really, I want you guys to see me as a resource. If you see needs in the community, let me know. Let me see if I can do something. Let's see if MNRA already has a grant out there for that specific thing. If not, let's expand our search for grants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And even though it's a community center, she would be the age-based person. You know, we have 35% of the people here in the city of Tracy are over the age of 65, so there's 700 people over the age of 65 here. We need to be able to have programming, and that's what she really wants to help with, is with programming and funding some of the program.
Mm-hmm.
So you're optimistic that we will qualify for the additional 35,000? Is that safe to say?
Am I optimistic? Yeah, I'm optimistic, especially because we got a consultant in, and he, basically went to bat. He wrote this beautiful, summary of what happened and why it happened, and I think it's going to look very good in our favor the next opening for that grant. So.
And we will have a lot of that first 50. It doesn't take long to go through $50,000 with an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you also mentioned that one of your objectives is to find funding for other needs, aging in place needs in the community. Like, for example, if there was a elderly couple that needed a ramp put into their house. Is that the kind of thing that you're talking about?
That's the kind of thing I would have done for Return to Community, or for the senior linkage line. I would have gone in and I would have personally helped them find an organization if they're low income and how to get that built. But that option is there. You can do a referral on the senior linkage line, and then a resource coordinator will contact them and then give them their options, and or find out, do an assessment and find out what is needed. So our Returning to Community program, it's social workers and nurses. I'm a nurse, and so again, we have the skills and the ability to go in and do a full assessment, predict the needs now and future needs.
You mentioned working with a high school senior, trying to get them into a healthcare-related job. Would that be providing a stipend or some money to help them get a job out at the nursing home or the clinic or something, or a supervised work experience? Or exactly what would that be?
You want to know the goal of my internship?
Yeah,
is that correct?
I mean, is that what you're striving for? You get these kids an internship?
Yeah, I want them to intern with me. And the reason why, we got to get down to the workforce. Everyone's leaving the healthcare field, so we got to get the youth involved. And yeah, ideally, keep them here. Keep them here. Work at Sanford. Come to, senior linkage line, work for us over there that way. Or public health, or for the county, any of those things. It's a real need.
Another reaching point to the youth to keep them here, get them back here after school.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for Brandy?
Yeah, did I make anything unclear? I was a little nervous in the beginning.
You did good.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thanks, Brandy.
Brandy, do you have some business cards or contact information?
Yeah,
If you get them to me, I'll get them to them.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, again, I've only been in this role for about a week and a half, so I'm still waiting on my business cards.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure. George, you did want to discuss something with me, and I'm going to have Jeff give you my contact information.
Very good.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mayor and Council, we're D on the list here. This is Carrie Davis. She's from Hope DAC, and she is going to discuss a couple things with us. And oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got locked out of that.
And none of us have keys to get out that way.
Okay.
So I've got pulled up in here in the board. So this is a little bit. This is also going to be discussed in in the closed session, because this will be with real estate also. It'll be a little bit different situation. As you know, the first situation was, somebody built on the land that the city of Tracy owns. Obviously, this has not been built on. This is just city property that they're looking at taking over. I'd sent the information you sent to me, Carrie, and out to all of them, so they've all seen that.
Oh, great.
But I still want you to just go ahead and talk about your program and talk about the success a little bit of this building over here.
Well, I've been on board about 2 years. I replaced Kathy Nelson, who was a fixture for 42 years. So I've had big shoes to fill. As you probably are aware, Echo Hope AC has been looking at this property for a very long time. We're delighted that you're even willing to listen again. And our clients absolutely love Tracy. They read the paper every Thursday as part of their day, and they keep up with the sports teams, and some of the staff have kids involved in those activities, and they're always wanting to know more. And we like to decorate our window when the teams win, and they see some of the games, and they've taken part in some of the extra parades and activities that we've had when Tracy's been going on to championships and things, and it's pretty exciting around there when they get to talking about it. Most of our clients at this location are younger, so they are more enthusiastic about that. My group in Tyler is a little on the older side. My staff is growing. We're still recovering from COVID when the numbers dropped way down. However, we are 4 from being full at this point. We have an admit tomorrow, so we have a capacity of 28, and so tomorrow we'll be at 24. So that always means more staff, and so I always say it's like a teeter-totter. So I'm hoping to be done teetering soon here. But with that being said, that means we need more garage space. Our office space is confined to this corner of the building, and there's 3 of us squished in there right now. So we would like to add some office space here and garage space back here. And then when I was reading through some of your desires as a city for more space downtown and community space specifically, we would like to add like a community room that would maybe host about 50 that we would rent out to anybody in the community that wanted to use that. And we would be keeping that up. And then I'd also like to add some outdoor space. Our clients love flowers. They would like to have like raised garden beds, and they don't have space to do that. My Tyler group has a garden, but they don't have anywhere to do that. So I'd like to add that, but it'd be an open outdoor place where the community members could come in as well. And I look forward to what that could do. It would help beautify the downtown instead of that lot, and just give more options for people. I know with big boxcar days and stuff like that. I just think it would be wonderful and great opportunities for building lifelong relationships between other community members and our clients.
How successful is this?
It's very successful. I only have room for 4, but I have referrals for probably 8 to 10. Yes?
May I comment?
Sure.
I'm guardian for 2 people that attend this DAC, and I can vouch for the fact that I believe it's the best DAC in the state of Minnesota. That's how good it is. It has absolute wonderful programming. And they have moved to, this is a state requirement basically, minimum wage. And so they're in the community working. I don't want to run any other community down, but I can tell you they have a lot of jobs in the community here. From the grocery store, hospital, I'm not even going to go into all of them, but it is an excellent program. Absolutely outstanding.
We did get rid
I'm
of.
a picky person, so if I'm happy. It's gotta be good.
Yes, we did give up our sub-minimum wage certificate 2 years ago. That was one thing we did away with when Kathy left. She helped me take care of that. So all of our clients earn minimum wage at all their jobs. We also work in Ballatin. They do the liquor store and one other place over there.
Post office, or at least it used to be the post office.
Yes, I believe it is the post office.
Do you have any rough idea what you'd be adding? I know you said you want to add this and that, but what's the dimension of that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
And you did not want me to draw a picture. It would be very, very bad. That's why I wrote out what my hopes are on the information you should already have. None of my staff questioned it, so. But that I think is achievable in that 3-lot area, and I'm excited to move on to the next step and get somebody to do a drawing for us. And yeah.
Yeah, this may be a question for you. So, building would be like the first 3 squares. Am I correct in that guess?
Well, I'm thinking office space here,
Okay.
part of this, and then the garage, I'm thinking like a tandem from this is garage space over here. Tandem here, or possibly a 2-car going out this way. The question comes up is then we would be looking for advice or thoughts from you guys on whether there's going to be an alley made to connect the alley up here to South Street, or how we will work through that with you guys.
That was my question. 'Cause if you build there and you're going to have a garage back there, you're going to need a way out.
Right. Yeah, we have a little area back here
Right.
that faces the alley over there. So that would be something that we would be looking at, like I said, guidance from you on the best way to handle that.
It's a good question though, and something we'd have to figure it out once we see plans.
Right. It was the way out.
Right.
And, I mean, just thinking about it this way, it's like my preference would be to go to the alley and not bring anything out to South Street.
Right.
That's why I was curious on if you had any dimensions for us, so we knew
Not
what
yet.
we needed for space or for alleys or driveways or.
So what you are looking for is those 3 lots, so particularly?
Yes, we are looking for these 3 lots.
Nice, all right. And what is the timing?
I believe that Jeff has given you that. I would like to possibly start, we have cement that fell back here, and so I would like to replace that and work on the garage first. That way that stuff's kind of all related. And then maybe late fall this year. It just depends. At this point, I don't know how soon we can get all that going. And then by late fall next year, be looking at that office space and little community room I talked about. So that would be my hope. So that by spring of 26, it would be completed.
Would you be able to, or would you save those hackberry trees that are along 4th Street, or would you need that space for the building?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it yet. So.
Let's get the plans.
Well, I think,
like I said, I haven't talked to anybody about design and stuff because obviously we want to make sure we're going to have it.
well, I think it's wonderful that as you're talking about expanding and building those on those vacant lots, because they've been vacant for decades. And I like the idea of the raised flower beds and so forth for the clients, and to really enhance that corner.
I'm just wondering about 3 lots versus 4. Because if you're only doing those 3,
You got to get the way out.
yeah.
So it's essentially 4 lots.
Well, because right now, when I say tandem, they would be backing out to our current driveway. So one would be in the front, so they back out the first vehicle and then back out straight out to the alley that way.
Oh, okay.
I would just like to encourage you to use all our resources that we have in town already, as far as builders and.
Yep, that is our plan. We would like to use local.
Was there anything else discussed, Carrie, at the board meeting?
No, our board meeting was actually postponed to the 23rd, but I got the go-ahead from my board members to come tonight, so
Okay.
no, they are completely in favor of moving forward.
Whatever proposed, okay.
I want you to know that there are, I don't know the number, but one of my wards does commute from Marshall to this DAC. They use the MAP bus, and it brings workers from Marshall here. And I think you said you maybe have a waiting list? There are people that would like to come here. It's that good.
Good.
We have jobs.
Some jobs, and frankly, we have staff that stay. We don't have the turnover. I lost 1 or 2 people last year, and that's both places combined. So,
How many staff do you have there?
a total staff of 22 right now, I believe. So.
In Tracy.
I'm hiring for both locations. No, that's total, both locations.
That would mean
10 or
workers-
11 over here.
Workers and
That's-
supervisors.
Yeah, that's staff, so, yeah.
Okay, anybody else have any questions for Carrie?
Thank you for coming in.
Oh, I'm delighted. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll give you that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
All right, can we move on, Aaron?
Yes, please.
All right, staff reports. I just got a couple things that I wanted to bring up before our normal department head meetings, because there's a couple things that got given to us last week, so we want to get it going on it. And the first one is A, there would be, actually, you could have split it into 3. There are 3 UCAP projects that are going to be going on, and we got information on all of them last week. Kind of bombarded with those. So we have the 3 things that are going on right now. The one would be the houses that we talked about earlier, that we're starting to get plans. I will tell you that there's been some progress on that already. Those plans they're being drawn up here in Tracy for all the 10 that are being for all over. So we're getting that business getting done here, and there has been 3 contractors that have already started talking about putting in the bids, and they are all local contractors. So that's a good thing also. So this is all came pretty quick. We just have to figure out when it can be done. You know, we got to do our part, or I can do my part to get everything to where it's ready to go once it's time to dig in the ground. Okay, that's the one project. The next project that you're going to start seeing, that you already know about, that is coming quicker than what it was a couple weeks ago now, would have been the commercial grant that we're going to be having for Uptown Tracy. It'll be, I showed you some of the figures that go along with that. It has been moved to, pretty sure that we're going to be at 12 grants that we're going to be giving away, as opposed to the 10 that we talked about before. We can get into more of the details on those a little bit later, but there is going to be a public meeting on March the 12th.
Yep, that's what it's on here.
Okay, March the 12th, and the commercial one will start at 5 or 5:15, and I will have all of the potential grant recipients that will be here that night. I expect that I'll have as many as 18 here. And so we're going to explain that system. That'll be for the first hour of the night, from 5 to 6. That should be plenty of time. And then while we're doing that in here, I'll have somebody getting set up for the homeowner occupied one that will be doing as many as 20, possibly even 22 houses here in town with $25,000 grants. If you remember right, if I remember right, we had 111 pre-applications for that. That's the reason we're getting these kind of grants from UCAP, is because of the participation and what we do for them. And so I don't know. We have to. We're putting it in the newspaper. It'll be put on social media. It'll put on our website. There's probably going to have to be phone calls made. We want to make sure that we don't miss out on somebody that is in desperate need of something, because it doesn't just go along with the grant that we're getting. but UCAP also steps in and if they see something else in the community that needs to be done on a particular house, they did that the last time too. So no one really seen the other 7 or 8 houses that they worked on with winterization, weatherization. It's all very good. So we want to get as many people.
That's March 12th?
That is going to be March 12th, and that will be at 6 p.m. and that we'll set up chairs in the gymnasium for that. But then we're going to be advertising that on social media, on our website, and I've got some of the information over to the newspaper already, but I'm going to be working on some ads with them, trying to keep these 3, because there's going to be applications for all 3 of these, and we don't want to get them muddled together enough, or I don't want to get them muddled together enough. I want to keep them separate, so I'm sure they'll figure out how we can do that. We got to get the most we can out of this. I'm disappointed, not disappointed. I will feel bad that when we only give out 22 and if we have 80 applications.
And that's for, did you say 20 or 25,000?
That'd be for 25,000. That's where we had to, Jerry, in the CDBG account that we have money in, that's where we had to give our, not a donation, but it's our match. But even though that match will come in loans towards, if a project comes out at 30,000 and they only have a $25,000 grant, that other $5,000, where do they get that money? They can't come up with it themselves. They borrow it from our account and then pay it back at our account. It's a wonderful program.
So you got 25 you're going to give out, or
20 for sure.
20 for sure.
25,000.
40 people that want it, there's some that's not going to get then. Huh?
Yep.
George, there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah. But it's going to be, and nobody on this council or myself, we don't do any of that. I work with UCAP on that, but it'll be at their discretion on who does.
Somebody else picks who gets.
Yep, and you will see that. I think it's in your packet also. And if not, and I'm pretty sure I sent it to everybody already, but it's if you've got the household sizes on what you can make, and there's some pretty good incomes in there. So there's going to be a lot of people that will qualify for that. Yep, it was on there. Yeah.
So Jeff, when is the earliest that people can apply, submit an official application? Is it after these meetings?
Yes. At that night of the meetings, there'll be a sign-up sheet, and then I'm sure I will get phone calls of people that can't be there for one reason or another, and then I will be keeping track of all of that and just making sure everybody gets a fair shot at what we have that's available.
Now, is it somewhat on a first come, first served basis, or is it on the merits of the application?
It's both. We have the letters are going to be going out next week to the 111 that we had pre-applications. Those letters are going to be going out right here, but it comes in the form of a letter. So, some of it, sometimes it's, does it look like junk mail or whatever the case may be. I just don't want to miss anybody. That's why we're going to hit it pretty hard. This won't cost the city any money, the CDBG money, that's what it's for. We'll be paying for all of the advertising through that money. I've got that okay already. So we're going to advertise that. I got it.
But the applications, do they actually come to City Hall then and you forward them to UCAP?
No, they'll get handed out that night, and I'm betting there'll be envelopes that'll go along with them that'll go right to UCAP. It'll bypass me on that. It did the last time. Remember, we handed them out, you helped, George helped, we did all went around and got the pre-application. So it just, what I'm hoping for, Seth, it would be that we have 70 people show up here that night, and I'll feel horrible about it, but that'll also lead us into, look at how well they're doing with it, and maybe we can sign up again right away.
Because you could show a need.
It's a need, yes. Need basis. Okay, so you in your packet you can see the residential one, the commercial one, and then what didn't get put in there would be, I have the application now for those 2 houses out here also now. Got that today, just a couple of hours ago. Lots of construction. Okay, so any questions on the night that we're going to be doing that? You're more than welcome to be here that night for the commercial and for the residential. It's just come on out but we will advertise. It gives us right now the 12th, so it's 1 month from tomorrow, I guess. So we want to advertise this well enough to get the turnout that we're looking for.
Excellent.
I will make sure that the 18 applicants for the commercial all were sent an email earlier, but I also included the rest of the, because I just want to make sure that we use all that money. There's a couple things in there that I kind of explained that I think all of you and or maybe some of you on a part of the grant really helps out the city in the long run. Okay? Any questions on that? So you'll see a lot of that. I just wanted to have that public right away tonight, and then you'll see that not in this Wednesday's paper, but I'm feeling in the next Wednesday, and then probably the week before this happens. The commercial, I won't be able to call the 111, unless there is a few of them that if there might be some, there's a couple of them that we know that are handicapped, hard of hearing, blind, that we might reach out to, and I have that list too.
Very good.
Any questions on any of that? Okay. Couple more things with this. That's going to kind of lead into, and I'll be talking to you, over the next couple of weeks. We are not budgeted for an EDA person until April 1st. So in your packet there is a job description that I put together, and don't think that I was a genius to put this together. I used about 3 other cities, and I put a combination of community development, EDA, and I put this together and added a few things of our own. You're more than welcome to look at that. If you've got any suggestions for me on that, you're more than welcome, but my thoughts right now would be to put this by either next week or the week after that, putting it into print, in the newspaper again, in social media, and on our website. We got Diane that's going to do that for us, and then we will get then I'll be looking for a hiring committee that I'll probably get a couple of council members and a couple of EDA members that'll be on that. And I'll decide whether or not, or you guys decide whether you want me on that hiring committee. So we'd like to do that sometime.
I think you're going to be the one that knows the most about the job.
I'd like to do that in the middle of March, so then when April 1st comes around, I'm not trying to get out of work, I'm just telling you, with everything we got going on right now for the next 3 years, I can't do it all. Okay? What, George?
Quitter.
That's a surprise.
I just don't want to miss anything. That's my biggest, I don't want to miss something because I have too many piles. All right, any questions on that? I do want to remind everybody that Thursday night at 5:30 in the basement of the library, we'll be having our community center work group meeting. Tomorrow I've invited a couple of you and a couple of members of the community, and Shane and I will have a pre-meeting with Bollig. And the reason that we're doing that for an hour and a half tomorrow morning is so we can pick apart the plan that we've got so far. And so what I don't want to happen is that we come to Thursday night and somebody asks a question and that we can't answer. I want us to at least have an idea. We got to make progress one way or another on this project.
Jeff?
Yes.
I will attend on that Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah, isn't it
This
the
Thursday,
15th? However, I have to go back to work, and so I'd be leaving at 6:15. But at least
you'll see the plan, and most of you've seen the plan already, and the narrative, and we're going to be going over that. So we want to pick that apart. Right now, they're looking at getting contractors because there's locals that have given not bids, but their estimates is what we're getting right now. And that's what we're working on with Bollig right now. They've been real easy to work with. They're working hard on it. Expensive, but they're working hard on it. Okay? If there's anything you want to...
meeting tomorrow morning, you said community members?
Yep.
Work group?
Yep. There's going to be a couple of those, and then a couple of, it's going to be George and Tom are going to be with, and I didn't, in particular, it was just, okay, come in and be a part of that so we can ask some questions. So I've sent it out to them. So we just want to, again, I don't I don't want to get to that meeting on Thursday night and then all of a sudden we have something that blows us away and go. I don't want to say I don't know. I don't want them to say I don't. Go ahead.
I have been looking for the EDA job description and I can't seem to find it.
It's on the iPad.
Oh, okay. I was looking in my.
Tonight.
You can take my hard copy if you want tonight too, whatever.
Just at some point I'd like to see.
So just a reminder that is for Thursday night, so I know George, you couldn't be there that night, but
Yeah,
are there
I
any
can't
other?
make it. That's one of the reasons why I asked if I could come tomorrow
Yep.
to be up to speed at least.
Any other questions on any of those items with staff reports? Sorry to jump ahead of the department head, but I didn't want to wait for 2 more weeks to get that out. I want to get that hard, okay? All right. New business. Was that all right, Aaron? New business, city administrator resolution 2024-20 that approving election judges for the PNP.
I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
I'll second.
Any further discussion for that?
I was wondering, where did we get the, it was 1083 for paying the election judges?
Minimum wage for the state of Minnesota.
I mean, it doesn't seem like, but considering the responsibilities, it just does not seem very adequate, and especially for the head judge. I think I would rather see us pay them a little more, the 2 head judges.
It's kind of a voluntary thing.
And I know it has been, but it just seems like the climate of the nation and the state is such that it's maybe not such a non-stressful job anymore.
I don't think there's enough money to make it non-stressful. So acceptable with what we got. They aren't doing it for the money.
No, I know they're not.
I don't think.
I know they're not.
Nobody here is. So,
But it's something that we could possibly address it at some time. If you want.
The primary in August and the general in November, that might be something you want to consider.
Talk about the
I would, when we get to the general election.
Is that something we budget for? Is there a line item or?
Yeah, there would be a line item in there for
That might be the
management
time
fees.
to look at it going
Yeah.
forward then too.
Yeah, because we did talk about that when we did budgeting. We talked about it being a election year, presidential election year, so. Okay. So,
Okay, we have roll call, please.
Jones.
Aye.
Teagues.
Aye.
Van Dyke.
Aye.
Parvisu.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dobson.
Yes.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
all right, number 2, resolution 2024-20, accept grant from Southwest Minnesota Arts Council for the project at the library.
It's on the resolution. Val had explained it.
8438.
84, I knew it was over 8,000.
Even.
So we want to accept that money to be able to use it. There might be probably so we can use it this year, be a budget amendment that'll come along with it. Because we'll have money coming in and money going out that wasn't in the budget itself, so.
I'll do that, whatever that is then. 2024-21.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Do we have any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Van Dyke.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Dobson.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Parvisu.
Yes.
Teagues.
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
All right, as most of you know, that we had a committee that looked at the fee schedule from top to bottom. I don't remember how many units or line items that was there, but we went through them, and it actually took us 2 different meetings to do that. So resolution 2024-22 approved the amended 2024 fee schedule.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Does anybody have any comments?
I'd like to thank you guys for doing that, since
Yeah.
I had volunteered to be in it, and I never,
Well, there is,
I didn't hear anything about it.
and with going through it, Shane came across some stuff that he's got to do some research in that'll probably go into effect next year, but
Sure.
couldn't do it now.
No, it
So
looked good. I looked through the highlighted
And
one.
whoever brought it up did it, it was the right thing, because there were some things that we really didn't really take a deep look at.
Yeah.
all for the better.
Yeah, our guiding principle was if it hadn't been changed in a while and it was low, or in cases of if something was just taking more time for the city and expense and was really reflected on the fee schedule. That's what we tried to go by.
Okay, if there's no more comments, we'll have roll call, please.
Teagues,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yeah, yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Van Dyke,
Aye.
Mayor Coleman.
Aye.
We've got Resolution 2024-23, approved disbursement of 2024 allocations to Wheels Across the Prairie Museum.
I'll make that motion.
Second that.
First and second. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Van Dyke,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yes.
Teagues,
Aye.
Mayor Coleman.
Aye.
Okay. As I'm getting kicked under the table because I had forgotten one, as I didn't have it on my list here. So we also have Resolution 2024-24, authorization to execute Minnesota Department of Transportation grant agreement for airport improvement. So simply put, this is something you've already talked about. This is already something you know, but it took the DOT a little bit longer than expected to get the paperwork to us. This would be, I believe it was $164,000 federally funded grant, and then there was going to be an $18,000 that was going to be left over, that was going to be a match, and the DOT had come up with half of that. So out of the $18,000, the DOT come up with $9,000, and this resolution is just to accept that money because they just got the paperwork to us today.
And is that for the hangar?
That would be for the hangar project, yeah.
I'll move to approve Resolution 2024-24, the authorization to execute Minnesota Department of Transportation grant agreement for airport improvement, excluding land acquisition.
I'll second that.
Anybody have comments? Roll call, please.
Dobson,
Yes.
Van Dyke,
Aye.
Teagues,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Aye.
Just to go along with that just a little bit is, so Thursday, we're, Shane and I and Tyler are meeting with Bollig. It's, right now, if you ask me too much about the airport projects, I can't answer them. So I'm getting taught on Thursday about what I need to know to be able to answer some questions. So it was something, no, I'll just tell you, I was pushing it off and letting Shane handle most of that, but I'm gonna get with Bollig and I'll have a better idea of what the plan is now on Thursday at least. It's a big project, there's just another huge construction project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, would you like anything?
Mayor, council, I have nothing to address the council for the public portion of the meeting.
So with that, then we would like to close the public portion of the meeting.
Well, I'll make a motion to close the regular meeting and open the closed
I
meeting.
don't get to do
Because
that.
you can't do it.
You're gonna have two separate closed meetings for the two separate parcels,
Is
properties.
that how we need to do it? I
Yes.
didn't know if you could talk about them at the same time.
Yep,
or-
so, we'll need to